Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. It's about 3 o'clock right now, so I think we'll get started.
Yeah, that sounds good. Just a couple of housekeeping things first. As we are just giving another minute for people to join, we want to do a technology check. Please make sure your volume is turned on. If you can hear us, just send us a quick note on the right-hand side. There is a chat window for you to send us messages, and we encourage you, send us questions, comments, anything you want throughout the presentation. We'll be sure to answer your questions hopefully as they come up, or if not, we will get to them at the end.
Today, we're hoping for a smooth webinar as opposed to yesterday's fire alarm. We're joining you this afternoon from the plush new offices of Richfield Bloomington Credit Union. And we have a couple of RBCU guests with us today. We have Todd Barduson on the marketing side with us,
and Rick Rasmussen. He's the big financial guy here, so he can answer any of those questions should they arise.
Oh, they're both giving us the we're not talking signal. So Miriam, I think we're going to have to handle this.
Well, that's fine. Maybe we can take care of it. I'm Miriam Ackerman. This is Berg.
Good afternoon, everyone.
We're excited to share NetGiver with you and the opportunity of fee-free donations brought to you by credit unions, brought to you by Richfield Bloomington Credit Union. So let's get going. Everyone loves the simplicity of credit cards and online transactions, right? And that's increasingly true for your donors and other donors we've talked to. However, credit card and platform fees, credit card fees usually about 2.5%, 3.5%, and platform fees even higher, as we'll talk about, are driving down the impact from those donations, which isn't really fair to nonprofits like yours.
Yep, it's adding additional cost to the bottom line, and especially at a time when every dollar counts.
Absolutely. We talk about that 3.5% of credit cards, but then a lot of these giving platforms have additional fees, and we're not saying that those platforms aren't valuable for what they offer as well. But those fees can add up to 7%, 9%. One board member actually told me that the fees their organization pays are 15% of every donation.
Yeah, and that gets to add up. And so as an alternative, what we've built here is NetGiver, which is a fee-free donation platform for credit union members to be able to give to charities of their choice without passing along any of those fees. This is for the everyday type giving. This is for the events you have in the park. This is for the fundraisers you're doing, but it's simply a giving platform.
Which means more impactful donations for you and an extra feel-good sensation for your donors.
So we're going to give a real quick overview right now of what a credit union is and why on earth would Richfield Bloomington Credit Union want to provide this service free of charge for you as a nonprofit organization. Let's start with a credit union. And I think most of you probably already know that a credit union is a not-for-profit financial institution. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times credit unions get in the habit of saying we offer all the same products and services as banks, except we are, and then they go into what makes them a little bit different. In addition to all those things, one of the things that makes Richfield Bloomington Credit Union different is that they offer NetGiver to their members as a way for their members to be able to give directly to your organization without incurring those fees. Credit unions were started on the philosophy of people helping people 100 years ago or so, and that tradition continues today with Richfield Bloomington. And then who belongs to a credit union?
Over 50% of the U.S. population actually belongs to credit unions. So that's a significant percentage of your donor base. I would imagine about 50% of your donor base, if not higher, down here in the Richfield Bloomington area.
Well, especially as Todd continues to work on just getting more and more members at RBCU, that number is going to continue to grow. It'll be 75 before you know it.
So this means that credit unions are perfectly positioned to drive significant impact into your nonprofit.
To better explain this, we've got a video demonstrating how NetGiver is supporting an organization called Midwest Animal Rescue with 100% free charitable donations. Let's get that started.
Hi, I'm Taylor. Today we're going to play with some puppies and learn how NetGiver is helping a local charity provide more services for puppy adoption. Let's go play.
Camille. I work with Midwest Animal Rescue and Services, aka MARS. We are an animal rescue that also offers community services. We believe that there are two ends to the leash, so in order to take care of the pet, you have to take care of the parent as well. We started in 2006 and have saved over 18,000 animals since then, with a 99% adoption success rate. So once they go home, they stay home.
So I know your organization primarily gets a lot of their money through donations.
Yep.
So I'm wondering, what difference would that 7% make?
7% would make a huge difference. If we raise $100,000, that's $7,000 extra that we can use towards our mission in saving homeless animals. That's $7,000. If you divide that by $20, the price of a microchip, that's 350 animals that would always have a road back home and would never be homeless again. So that makes a huge difference. That $7,000, if you divide that by 75, what the average cost for us to spay or neuter a pet, that is almost 100 animals that would be spayed or neutered.
I'm using NetGiver to make my donation now. Just a quick search to find Midwest Animal Rescue. There it is. Tap on their name and their listing comes up. Make sure it's the right one. It is. And now I can enter my donation. How about 50 bucks? And hit give, and then confirm my donation. Wonderful.
Donating using NetGiver makes a significant difference to our nonprofit.
I could play with puppies all day.
Miriam, you could play with puppies all day, couldn't you?
I could absolutely
I know-
play with puppies all day.
I know Jared from our office is working from home with this social distancing right now, and his pup is getting a lot more attention from him.
Oh, Bodhi
right
is
now.
so happy right now.
Bodhi is a happy camper right now. So to highlight the work that credit unions are already doing, we pulled a few screenshots from some other credit unions around the country, showing what they're doing in their communities and supporting nonprofits like yours. This is a huge part of what sets a credit union apart from other banking establishments and emphasizes the people helping people philosophy. So there's some screenshots there you can see of things being done around the country.
We're going to just dive a little deeper, although you may already know, into the difference between banks and credit unions.
Yeah. So as you know, and as we've said already, Richfield Bloomington, like other credit unions, is member owned. There's a volunteer board of directors. The community engagement and support is led by Todd, right, and the rest of the group here. And if you can think of it like this. So instead of the profits from a bank going to the shareholders, profits from a credit union go back to the members in terms of other services and other programs. One of those programs is a program like NetGiver.
Really supporting the community. So we've talked about this already a little bit, and we really want to emphasize there are no fees to using NetGiver, not for your nonprofit and not for the donor. Additionally, we've made it incredibly easy for donors to find and send donations to your organizations with no middleman, no bottleneck. This is not a donor advised fund. We don't hang on to the money until you hit certain thresholds. The donations move directly from the donor to your organization. And we see this as a very valuable piece of the larger development programs that you're already running today. And this requires very little involvement from your teams to manage, especially a great tool right now with social distance giving.
Yeah, social distance. That's a term we got from Todd. Let's talk about the simplicity of this as well, because it's not only something that is free. There's never a cost to the nonprofit that is accepting donations through this platform. But we've also taken a look at some of the other costs associated with having to go and claim donations on other platforms and those kinds of things. With NetGiver, we've eliminated those needs. So you don't need to go claim a donation. Once you're enrolled in NetGiver, the funds from the donation flow from the member directly to your account. And at the end of the month, NetGiver sends you an itemized itinerary of the donations that you've had, and those then you can, it's a CSV file, and you can merge them right into your
whether you're using Blackbaud or an Excel spreadsheet, you can take that CSV file, merge it directly in, and then send those thank you letters that are so important to your donors, as well as keep track of all the donations alongside every other platform that you use. And
let's be clear too here, like the credit union, Bloomington, isn't getting your data. They're not they're not interested and concerned about who their donors are giving to or your information about that. What they want to know is that their members are able to give in a way that is free and seamless. So
your donor database is your donor database.
Right, exactly. In terms of so that eliminates the risk, right? So 0 dedicated staff time is needed, 0 fees, 0 investment.
Let's take a little bit look at what you get as a nonprofit. Addition to fee-free donations.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You are given a dashboard, and from here you can manage the information that donors see in the app. You can adjust your mission statement as well as your organization's information, so that if your donors want to reach out to you, they are able to contact you. Additionally, that report that we talked about with donor information on it, that is provided here. So they're all stored for you. You can download them at your convenience and then import them into whatever program you want to use to reconcile your donations. I do want to remind everyone, please, I see a couple questions coming in. Do feel free to send some more in. We're happy to answer them.
If you have questions, of course, we're doing such a bang up job, Miriam. How could they possibly have any questions? But no, seriously, if you do have questions, feel free to just use the chat window on the side as we continue to work our way through the presentation.
So we're trying to simplify the giving process. For donors, we're solving a problem by giving them a singular location to make donations to their favorite nonprofit organizations without the need to write a check or seek out and fill out ACH forms on various donation portals online. We simplify that entire process for you. Donors simply log into NetGiver using their credit union online banking credentials. They search for your nonprofit, just as we saw in the video, and they send a donation directly from their checking accounts, fee-free, of course. Our secure system protects the user, the nonprofit data, and making the process both easy and safe for everyone involved.
Yeah, and the nice part about another nice part about NetGiver is that the members, the donors, have all their giving in one location. So everything that they give to, they can go back to their NetGiver app and be able to see where they gave donations throughout the year. It's very easy for them as well. So the more nonprofit organizations that are on the platform, the easier it is for the members, the easier it is for them to give.
Absolutely. And we really strive to make this a value add for your nonprofit organization. Easy to use, easy to implement, easy for donors to give. In addition to that, and providing the software and the platform for these donations, we also provide some basic marketing materials to help you tell your story and the NetGiver story to your donors, giving them the option to donate through NetGiver. The rest is up, though, to you. How do you want to tell your donors? What's the message you want to give them?
And if you're looking for any ideas on about how to promote a credit union, talk to Todd. He'll be able to let you know exactly how to promote Richfield Bloomington Credit Union to your donors.
And what's really lovely about this is it also promotes
and their
you
program.
guys.
Correct,
And,
yes.
Right. It also promotes your organization by partnering with the credit union through NetGiver and through various ways. It allows them to reciprocate.
So once you've enrolled with NetGiver, you'll have essentially just added an additional payment option, additional donation option to your donors to use when they look to send these charitable gifts to you. We see this working right alongside your existing donation sources as an additional option for donors to use. And so you might be having a gala or an event and including PayPal and a Visa donation option, as well as fee-free charitable giving through NetGiver?
I see someone had to run and catch the doorbell. We will answer. That's a great question that we did cover, but I'll make sure that we circle back around to it before the end here.
So we really look at this as just another puzzle piece of the whole picture that you're using from the standpoint of putting your giving platform, giving program together. So it has more privacy than a Facebook platform. There are fewer fees than PayPal. There's no bottleneck in the donations. We focus on the security and the simplicity, and Richfield Bloomington Credit Union provides the giving fee-free for you.
So as my mother used to say all the time and still does, you get out of it what you put into it. So what is it you want to get out of this? This is an opportunity to strengthen your relationship with your local credit unions, with RBCU and the others in the community. The credit unions also have a story to tell, and you can help them tell that story in telling how this saving 7% has impacted your organization, what it means to be part of the credit union community and the Richfield Bloomington community. You can share with your donors the impact of these donation fees, like Camille did for Midwest Animal Rescue.
Yes.
And enlist other partners to spread the news or create giving campaigns to really craft your story. We can help support you. Richfield Bloomington is here to help support you, but this is really down to how do you want to tell the story? How do you want to tell your donors about the safer, quicker, better option for giving?
So what happens when a donor that is a member of RBCU goes to open up the app, and how do they give? This is what it looks like. It's a personalized experience for them, for the credit union member, and it doesn't compete with the banking relationship any more than accepting donations through PayPal or another mobile app would. And your nonprofit, when you go to enroll with NetGiver, it's a one-time process to start receiving those donations from Richfield Bloomington Credit Union members.
And this is a great place to answer that question again. So while we are here with Richfield Bloomington, and they're one of the early adopters for NetGiver and a real big proponent of the organizations in your community, any credit union member who is a member of a participating NetGiver credit union can use this platform to make donations to your organization. So if they're a member at a different nameless credit union, they also can use NetGiver to donate to your organization, but the experience for the donor is specific to their credit union.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing that's important to understand is that as a nonprofit organization, Todd would like you to bank at Richfield Bloomington Credit Union, and you really should. But at this point in time, we allow that transaction to go to wherever your bank is, and then you can deal with Todd on the back end on where you should actually really be opening your accounts.
We have a quick video now to just show you the process, what a charitable organization has to do to enroll with NetGiver. Pretty short video. This is a short little video that shows you the steps that it takes to get enrolled with NetGiver. You're already in the system because you're already a 501c3 and you're in our database from that, but we need to just pair up a couple of pieces of information. And this video shows you how to do that. The voice might be familiar. Sorry, guys. Let's walk through the simple registration process for nonprofits. Once you're at app.netgiverapp.com, click on Register Your Nonprofit Organization. Here we gather some basic information about the administrator for your NetGiver dashboard. We need an email address, preferably one associated with your organization, your first name, your last name, your title or role within the organization, and a password. Please choose a password that's 8 characters long and a combination of numbers, letters, and special characters. Select Next. Here we need your EIN to locate your charitable organization. Click Search. And once your nonprofit is found, check the box that says Select this charity. Then click Next. Here we enter in the information that will be displayed in the app. If your nonprofit has a DBA, make sure to enter it here. main office number and email, and the website. And then be sure to add your organization's short mission statement. Click to confirm the terms of use and that you're an authorized representative of the organization. And then click Next. The final step is to securely link your bank account. We use the same trusted technologies that many of you already use. Once you click Link Your Account, you'll search for or select your financial institution. This can be either a bank or a credit union. You need your online banking credentials, which is your username and your password. Enter those in and click Submit. It'll take a moment, but then your account is connected to NetGiver. Once this is done, donations move directly from donor to nonprofit. No fees, no middlemen.
No fees, no middlemen. That's an important thing. Keep the questions coming. If you've got a question, we'll be answering those here in just a couple of minutes.
Just want to give you guys, although we walked through the video, I think a quick checklist of what information.
What information you're going to need when you go to pull up your account to get it enrolled with NetGiver. There's just a couple of things you'll want to have at your fingertips when you get to that point in the process.
You'll need your nonprofit organization's EIN number. This is just the number you can find on your 990s. You can even Google it online, and there are plenty of places that can help you find it. It is the EIN federally issued EIN number for your organization that keeps you separated from every other and make sure that we associate the correct nonprofit to your organization. You'll want a mission statement to put into the app. This is something that the donors can see, and you can change this if you need to. You have access to that in your dashboard. But this is about a 200-character mission statement that tells your donor base what you believe in. The other piece you will need is your online banking information. This is so that those donations can move directly from the donor to your organization. This will be your username and password, the same thing you log into your potentially RBCU account with. And then there may be possibly some other security information as required by your financial institution. That's something that we don't have any control over. We never have access. NetGiver never has access to your online banking information. That is totally secure and kept by you.
So let's clarify the online banking information. The online banking information that we're looking for as a nonprofit organization is the online banking information that you use as your organization, not your personal online banking information.
No.
This is the one tied to the nonprofit organization that you represent. That's the one that we're looking to get set up into the system as you get enrolled.
I see some more questions coming in. So I think it looks like we are at the end of our formal presentation.
Our formal presentation has now come to some sort of conclusion.
But it's a great opportunity to answer some of these questions. So let's take this one. Eric, can you field?
Yeah.
Where can I find more information? And can I share this webinar with others?
How on earth do we not? Oh, there it is. Our website address is netgiverapp.com. That's where you can find out more information. netgiverapp.com/nonprofits. The registration to register for NetGiver is app.netgiverapp.com. And you can, on our website, you'll see marketing material, videos. We have FAQs, the step-by-step process on how to get your nonprofit organization enrolled. All the information is right there on our website for you to be able to step through. Pretty much the same thing we've done in this webinar is available on there as well.
This particular webinar with all of our great humor from the boardroom of RBCU will be available. It'll be sent to you in an email tomorrow. So you'll get a link to that and you can rewatch us in all this glory.
Absolutely. Unedited, unfiltered.
This question's come in. Do we as the organization need to provide donors with a charitable gift receipt? This is something we have been told and encouraged that organizations want to still have that relationship with their donors. So we provide to you the CSV file. That information includes a donor's first name, last name, the date of donation, the donation amount, and their contact information. So we then ask you to make sure you send them their thank you receipt as per your normal processes in your organization.
And that's no different, again, because we're not holding the money in between the transaction. We don't actually touch the funds. So the receipt comes directly from the organization that receives the donation. So absolutely, yes, that is something that you still provide back to your donors. And that's where the CSV file becomes so important at the end of the month, because we give you all the information that you need to put together those thank yous and those receipts.
I have a couple more questions coming in. Just please, we know we don't want to take too much of your afternoon, but we have definitely until 3:30, so can take a few more. This next one is an important one. Eric, do we sell donor data in any way, reuse it, distribute it, sell it off to anyone, to the highest bidder?
Absolutely not. Your data is your data. Your donor information is your donor information. That information stays with you, and that is not something that we do anything with other than to provide you back with your reports.
Again, the credit unions don't even have access to that data. Richfield Bloomington Union will get aggregate information about who their members are donating to and how much, but not about specific donations or donors. So that information is yours. But this is an opportunity also to strengthen that relationship with Richfield Bloomington Credit Union and to encourage your donors to bank with them, as well as to encourage your donors to use NetGiver to give directly to you and reduce those fees, both administrative time, efforts, and the actual fees lost when donations are made with an online platform or credit card.
Yeah.
This question, one more time, do our accounts have to be at RBCU? Well, they don't have to be.
But they should be. But they don't have to be, no. The members that are giving, their accounts need to be RBCU members or other participating credit unions. Memberships can give to your organization as well. Your organization can bank anywhere, and then Todd will work with you on getting your accounts opened here so that you can bank better and bank in a more positive light.
I do want to remind you there are lots of materials, both question and FAQs, videos, marketing materials for you to download and distribute at netgiverapp.com/nonprofits. When you're ready to go and enroll, there's app.netgiverapp.com. That's for you to go and enroll your nonprofit organization and start receiving 100% donations.
We also want to make sure that you're able to ask us questions. And so we're going to leave you with our contact information with NetGiver. Again, my name is Eric, and this is Miriam.
Hi there.
And you can feel free to reach out to us with questions. Also, if you have questions for Todd or Rick or Greg, if you're working with these folks, fine folks here at RBCU, they can answer some of the questions for you too. And the questions that they don't have answers to, they can ask us those questions. And then the questions that we don't have answers to, we can ask Todd and Rick and Greg about.
I've got a question on a car loan. Maybe
that's a great question to ask these guys. I'm sure they can help you with that, Miriam. That'd be great. So feel free to reach out to us and ask us any questions you have. We really thank you for joining us today. We really encourage you to look over NetGiver and join us if you want to save some money and make some fee-free donations or get some free donations.
It's really a slick way without having to ask your donors to get out their checkbooks or go to the ATM. It saves those donations. It's also a much simpler process for your donors and for your organization. So we encourage you and look forward to supporting you on NetGiver.
That's the end of our presentation today. We didn't have to end it in lieu of a fire alarm like we did yesterday, which was fire alarm test, which was yesterday in the brand spanking new offices of RBCU here that are just really, really great. So we're going to end it without doing a fire alarm test. So thank you.
Thank you.